India and welcome to SC Global News. From the gruesome murder of a 21-year-old major seminarian in Nigeria to the feast of one of the most celebrated saints in the Catholic Church, we have many stories to cover. The Catholic Diocese of Auchi, Nigeria, has announced the tragic death of 21-year-old seminarian Andrew Peter, who was kidnapped alongside Father Philip Ekweli on March 3rd during a violent attack on St. Peter Catholic Church in Edo State. While Father Ekweli was released after 10 days in captivity, Andrew Peter was gruesomely killed by his abductors. Bishop Gabriel Jr. has condemned the worsening insecurity, calling on the government to take urgent actions as kidnappings and attacks on clergy continue to rise.
Andrew Peter, a 21-year-old major seminarian from the Diocese of Auchi in Nigeria, was gruesomely murdered by his abductors. The diocese announced his death in a press release on Friday. Andrew Peter was kidnapped alongside Father Philip Ekweli on March 3rd at about 9:30 p.m. from the priest's rectory at St. Peter Catholic Church in Edo State. The gunmen attacked both the rectory and the church, destroying doors and windows before taking the priest and the seminarian into the surrounding forests. Efforts were underway to secure the release of the kidnapped victims. On Thursday, March 13th, Father Ekweli was released at about 4 p.m. near Amuke village, a few kilometers from Okpekpe town, after 10 days in captivity. However, the seminarian tragically lost his life. The diocese expressed its sincere condolences to the family of the young seminarian and offered prayers for their consolation and strength during this difficult time. Most Reverend Dr. Gabriel Jr., Bishop of the Catholic Diocese of Auchi, called on the government and security agencies to address the worsening security situation in Edo North and other parts of the state, which have become a safe haven for kidnappers. He urged the government to take proactive steps and deploy the necessary resources to secure the lives and property of the people. The bishop further described the growing insecurity in the region, lamenting that people are no longer safe on the roads, in their farms, or even in their homes. He criticized elected officials for their failure to protect citizens and condemned the police for their incompetence in handling the rescue efforts. According to the diocese's press release, in the past 10 years, 6 of its priests have been kidnapped, tortured, and later released. Additionally, 3 priests have been attacked and 1 was brutally murdered.
The faithful can take comfort as the Vatican releases the first photo of Pope Francis since his hospitalization a month ago. The image shows Holy Father seated in a wheelchair wearing a cassock and stole after concelebrating Mass. Throughout this time, the faithful have been praying for his recovery. After a month of waiting, the Holy See Press Office has released a photo of Pope Francis in prayer following his concelebration of the Eucharist on Sunday morning. This marks the first photo since his hospitalization on February 14th. For several days, journalists and the public had been requesting a photo of the Pope. The last images released were over a month ago, taken at his residence before the hospitalization. The photo shows the Holy Father seated in a wheelchair, dressed in a cassock and a stole after concelebrating Mass. His voice was heard in an audio clip played on March 6 during the Rosary in St. Peter's Square, where he blessed the faithful and expressed gratitude to those who have prayed for him during his illness. The Pope's condition remains stable and he continues with his respiratory therapy and physiotherapy, as previously confirmed, though it is still within a clinical context described as complex by his medical team. According to the Holy See Press Office, the Pope has particularly benefited from physiotherapy. He did not receive visitors on Sunday and continued with some work. The Holy Father continues his daily activities at the hospital where he has been residing for over a month. On March 14th, St. Patrick's Catholic Church in Wichita, Kansas was vandalized. The suspect smashed statues, candles and windows and also burned an American flag. He also spray-painted hate speech and scrawled a satanic website on the wall. According to FBI, the 23-year-old suspect was arrested on Sunday. St. Patrick's Catholic Church in Wichita, Kansas was burglared and vandalized on March 14th, Friday night. After breaking in, the suspect smashed statues, candles and windows and also burned an American flag. He also spray-painted hate speech and scrawled a satanic website on the wall. The Kansas Catholic Conference posted pictures of the hate crime scene and said, "This is the face of evil." According to the conference, the website belongs to the same group that will be holding a satanic worship ritual on the grounds of the Kansas state capitol on March 28. Wichita police and the FBI collected evidence, identified the 23-year-old suspect, and arrested him on Sunday. He was charged with burglary, criminal desecration, and criminal damage to property. The motive behind the vandalism is unclear. Due to the unfortunate incident, Sunday Holy Mass had to be celebrated in the parish's school gym. However, it did not dampen the spirit of the community, and the church's St. Patrick's Day parade festivities went as planned on Sunday. St. Patrick's Church is predominantly Latino parish, situated in a working-class neighborhood of North Central Wichita. Wichita Police Department is investigating the incident along with Wichita Fire Department, the FBI, and ATF. Amid concerns over a satanic worship event at the Kansas state capitol on March 28, Archbishop Joseph F. Naumann will reconsecrate Kansas to Jesus through the Immaculate Heart of Mary during a special Mass on March 25th. In response, he has called on the faithful to pray for the spiritual conversion of those involved and to join a Eucharistic Holy Hour and Mass at the Assumption Church near the Capitol on the day of the event.
Amid the rising concern over the satanic worship event scheduled to take place at the Kansas state capitol on March 28th, Archbishop Joseph F. Naumann will reconsecrate Kansas to Jesus through the Immaculate Heart of Mary. The reconsecration will be done during the Holy Mass for expectant parents to be celebrated at Holy Spirit Catholic Church in Overland Park at 5:30 p.m. on March 25th, the Solemnity of the Annunciation. In a Facebook post, Archbishop Naumann urged the faithful to respond to the satanic event first and foremost with prayer for the spiritual conversion of those taking part in the mockery of the Catholic faith and the beliefs of all Christians. He also invited all Catholics to join in a Eucharistic Holy Hour at Assumption Church at 11 a.m. on Friday, March 28th, followed by Holy Mass. The Assumption Church is located directly north of the state capitol, where the satanic worship is scheduled to take place. The website of the Archdiocese of Kansas City in Kansas stated that satanic worship was disturbing, spiritually harmful, and an affront to every Christian. Expressing disappointment, the Archdiocese called upon Governor Kelly and the state legislature to disallow the act of blasphemy to take place on March 28th. The Archbishop has also urged the faithful to recite an individual consecration prayer and to pray for the conversion of those participating in the satanic worship event.
Catholics across the UK are uniting in a rosary crusade to oppose the terminally ill adults end-of-life bill, which seeks to legalize assisted suicide for terminally ill adults in England and Wales. Organized by Voice of the Family, the prayer campaigns aim to rally spiritual and public resistance against this grave threat to the sick, elderly, and disabled in the UK.
Voice of the Family, an initiative of Catholic laity dedicated to defending the Church's teaching on the family, has invited Catholics across the UK to join a rosary crusade to oppose the UK Parliament's Terminally Ill Adults End-of-Life Bill. The Terminally Ill Adults End-of-Life Bill, which proposes legalising assisted suicide for terminally ill adults in England and Wales, was introduced by Labour MP Kim Leadbeater in 2024. Prime Minister Keir Starmer has expressed tacit support for the bill. After a hurried first reading in October and a second reading in November 2024, the bill has now advanced to the committee stage. The committee, selected by MP Leadbeater, consists of 23 MPs, with 14 in favour of the bill and 9 opposed. The bill, which has moved through Parliament at record speed, has faced widespread backlash from various groups. Voice of the Family is among those advocating for the defeat of this bill, which it says presents the greatest threat of euthanasia to the sick, elderly, and disabled in British legal history. They stated that valiant opposition is required for this iniquitous bill to be defeated. As part of the Rosary Crusade, the faithful are encouraged to pray as many rosaries as possible for the intention that natural and divine law prevail against the killing of the innocent in the UK and worldwide. The crusade will conclude with a public rosary at Old Palace Yard, Westminster at midday on April 25. The organisers have also urged UK residents to write to their MPs asking them to vote against the bill, which is expected to enter the report stage soon.
The Catholic Church in Mexico expressed its profound indignation and grief following the discovery of an organized crime training and extermination camp on a ranch in Jalisco state, where clandestine crematoriums were found. The site was located at Ezeguay Ranch in Teuchitlan district, approximately 40 miles from Guadalajara. In a horrifying discovery, the Guerreros Buscadores de Jalisco, an organization of families searching for missing loved ones, uncovered a disturbing organized crime training and extermination camp on a ranch in Jalisco state. The group, which has been tirelessly searching for clandestine graves, stumbled upon a site at the Izaguirre Ranch in Tuxtlan Administrative District, roughly 40 miles from Guadalajara, the state capital. The Catholic Church in Mexico expressed its profound indignation and grief following the revelation. In a statement released by Mexican Bishops' Conference, the discovery was described as one of the cruelest expressions of evil and human wretchedness that we have witnessed in our country. The bishops emphasized that such acts directly attack the sacred dignity of a human person, created in the image and likeness of God. According to the Jalisco State Attorney General's office, authorities have discovered 6 lots of bones in 4 separate locations on the property, which are believed to belong to over 200 victims. The site had already been identified by authorities during a National Guard operation on September 18, 2024, which resulted in the arrest of 10 individuals. The bishop called on the Mexican government to implement stronger policies to prevent such atrocious crimes and ensure that these acts do not happen again. They also urged the authorities to stop evading their responsibility or trying to hide the reality of the violence affecting the nation. In response to the discovery, the Catholic Church encouraged believers to use this Lenten season to pray earnestly for the disappeared, accompany the victims, and contribute to the reconstruction of the social fabric. In solidarity with the victims and their families, a mass, vigil, national mourning, and a day of prayer and consolation were held across the country to offer support and remembrance for those lost to this horrific crime. St. Patrick's Day is celebrated around the world, but beyond the parades, green shamrock costumes, and pints of beer, it marks the extraordinary story of a man who defied all odds. Captured by Irish raiders and forced into slavery, St. Patrick's journey took an incredible turn when he returned to Ireland as a missionary spreading the message of Christianity. His life is a powerful testament to love, humility, and countless acts of charity that continue to inspire millions. March 17 marks the worldwide celebration of St. Patrick's Feast Day, believed to be the date of his death, commemorating the remarkable journey of a man who went from slavery to sainthood. Born into a Christian family in Kilpatrick, Scotland, St. Patrick lived with his family until he was captured by Irish raiders at the age of 16. Taken to Ireland as a slave, he spent 6 years in captivity, learning Celtic customs and the language, all while tending sheep in isolation. During his time, Patrick's faith and love of God deepened and his spiritual growth flourished. After 6 years of contemplation, Patrick experienced a divine visitation. An angel encouraged him to escape his captivity. Following the angel's guidance, he walked 200 miles to the coast, where he found a ship willing to take him back to Scotland. Patrick reunited with his family, but it wasn't long enough before he felt another call from God, this time to return to Ireland as a missionary to convert the pagan Irish to Christianity. Before setting out, Patrick underwent 14 years of rigorous religious study, during which he was ordained as a priest and later became a bishop. With this preparation, he felt ready to fulfill his calling and return to Ireland, where he dedicated his life to spreading Christianity. Throughout his ministry, St. Patrick lived humbly, accepting only what he needed to survive. He faced numerous challenges, including arrest, imprisonment, and attacks by tribal chieftains. Yet, through all hardships, he remained steadfast in his faith, looking to the Lord for strength and guidance. His life was marked by love, humility, and countless acts of charity. St. Patrick is famously associated with snakes, shamrock, and engineers. According to legend, while fasting and meditating on a hilltop, St. Patrick was attacked by snakes. He waved his staff, driving the creatures into the sea, symbolizing his victory over evil. The shamrock has become widely recognized symbol of St. Patrick's Day, often called as the unofficial national flower of Ireland, with Irish tradition claiming that St. Patrick used the three-leafed plant to explain the concept of Holy Trinity to the Irish as he converted converted them to Christianity in the 4th century. Today, the world honors St. Patrick's legacy, celebrating the life of a man who triumphed over immense challenges to become one of the most beloved saints in history. The celebrations on March 17th in the US gained popularity through Irish immigrant communities in the 19th century who faced discrimination and opposition in the US. The New York Parade, which started in 1762, predates the US Declaration of Independence by 14 years. St. Patrick was never formally canonized by the Catholic Church because the official canonization process overseen by the Pope did not exist during his lifetime in the 5th century. That's all for today. Until we meet again, God bless and thank you.